Hi everybody, thank you for watching this video. My name is David. This channel is Damar's Coaching, and I'm making another video about borderline personality disorder. If you guys like videos on this topic, I have a playlist called Borderline Personality Disorder. Please go there and watch the rest of the videos. I noticed my sunburn is coming out. Sorry if my redness distracts you guys. So, ways to identify someone not just with borderline personality disorder. Also, I'm linking histrionic personality disorder because the two are very similar, and often people are diagnosed with both. As we know, Amber Heard was diagnosed live on TV with both disorders. Not just the disorders, but people that are borderline-ish, have borderline traits, have histrionic traits, not necessarily maybe even the disorder. We're not diagnosing people, right? So before I get started, I have to give a disclaimer to all videos I make about borderline personality disorder. I'm not talking specifically about any person specifically. These are a range of traits and behaviors that aren't exclusive to people with either disorder, okay? And not all borderlines have these things that I'm reading. What I'm going to tell you, ways to identify someone with that is high in borderline traits or histrionic traits, I'm not just going by like the DSM. I'm going by a lot of personal experiences of my own and things I've learned about these disorders and the people that have them. And so for the actual disorder, I have to say it takes a very specific diagnostic criteria to have the disorder. We're not trying to go there exactly. Don't have to, okay? People with these disorders and people that are high in borderline and histrionic traits also tend to be high conflict personality type people. People with high conflict personality types tend to be in that cluster B personality disorders. Narcissistic and histrionic and borderline and antisocial. So you may have conflicts with people like this, and it could be right away. I know people with these disorders that can't go a day without conflict, literally. And the more they do, the more they interact with people, the more conflict. Like they can't even go on a vacation without problems with the Lyft driver, and then the baggage claim and security at the airport, and then someone on the airplane and the stewardess, and you check in the hotel and the front desk clerk and a maid, and you see where I'm going? I mean, literally that high conflict. So that's something you want to watch out for. And you're going to see with these types of people, they may be a little paranoid. They are looking for danger. They're looking for people to screw them over. These are people that probably have tons of experiences of people hurting them, or they perceived that they were hurt, cheated on, betrayed, abandoned. They're dramatic. Very, very dramatic. Like I said, I'm not going to go into the diagnostic criteria too much. But they could be dramatic in speech, substance of what they're talking about. Everything could be, oh my gosh, you won't believe. Oh, it's so this, using these kinds of words. And we know black and white thinking, all good, all bad, can switch. And unstable personality, unstable emotionally. Those are the major parts of these types of people. So they either tend to be with personality traits and things about even other people towards themselves, they tend to be somebody that will deny, reject, or project things they don't like about themselves onto other people, and they will claim things that they like about other people as being their own. And you'll see this in teenagers, right? I mean, I had a mohawk once. I was really young, thought it was cool. I was into punk, and then I was a little skater, and then right away I started, I was a prep. Started dressing all preppy, right? Didn't know who I was. Experiencing, trying new things is good as a child, but when you see an adult do these things, it's worrisome, isn't it? And you'll see, maybe they'll change their identity, things about themselves, like I said about kids, piercings, tattoos, hairstyles, but maybe a sports team. They're all into sports, and now I don't care about sports. Now I'm all into this. No, I'm not into that. I'm all into this. And it could be influenced by other people around them. I'll get to that in a minute. Or they'll say, I'm so this and I'm so that. They'll own things they like. Me too. Totally. You know, like you'll explain something about yourself. If they like it, yeah, me too, me too. And they may not be aware that they're not like that. And so you'll get into that, what we always talk about, where the things they say and what they do must match, right? If I really like this, I'm going to like it tomorrow. Should like it still a little bit next week. Just totally don't like it anymore. People, emotions, light switch. Commonly misdiagnosed as bipolar. You meet people say, I'm diagnosed as bipolar, they might be borderline or histrionic. They carry toxic shame, okay? People with these disorders tend to carry toxic shame. They believe they're bad people inside. And so things they can't accept about themselves, they project onto others. You'll see somebody that accuses people often of the same thing. That person's abusive. That person's abusive. Everyone's abusive and abusive and abusive. And you find out eventually they are abusive. Yeah. Kind of like a criminal mind thinks other people are criminals, and liars don't believe people think you're lying, as if it's an option, because it is for them. Crossing boundaries. Borderlines and histrionics are infamous for crossing boundaries because they don't have boundaries of their own. People that do not have boundaries will cross yours. Not be aware of how they make you feel. Maybe not be able to read your affect that well. Have troubles with their own affect because they don't really know how they feel sometimes. But crossing your boundaries. Inappropriate propositions. Can I come over tonight? Just met. They might think that relationships are more than they are. This is my best friend. We're best friends. I love this person. Within an hour of meeting them, 5 minutes. I've seen it. Haven't you guys ever seen this? Let me know. Have you ever seen this? Someone that just latches onto somebody right away, tells them everything, and oh my God, you're my best friend. We're BFFs. Like, no, it takes more than the actual meeting to be, right? And does the other person feel that way? The other person, you might see them just kind of going, easily influenced, also called magical thinking. These are people that you could easily manipulate. They often are in relationships with manipulative people, right? Believe, gullible. Really? Really? You could be kidding and they think you're serious. They could take you serious and think you're awful, horrible, scared of you. Magical thinking, where they may rely or influence more on tarot cards than science, or may listen to a palm reader more than a therapist. Believe that astrology will guide them through their mental illness. You know, things like, and I'm not at all, well, maybe a little bit, because I'm not trying to deny or hate on any kind of those things. But if you're looking to those to help solve serious problems of yours, or totally guide every step of your life, there might be a problem, right? Don't you think? Especially if it's mental illness and we need help, not go and get help. And unstable people, so they might not have a job, or can't keep a job very well, or maybe they move a lot. Patterns of unstable relationships and history of everybody doing them wrong. I mean, this is where the false accusations come. These are the king and queens of false accusations. When you see false accusations, go right there first. Maybe borderline, maybe histrionic, especially if they continue and they're obsessive and repetitive to other people. Don't forget, this is a personality disorder, so these things are patterns of these behaviors, constant. You know, we've all been hurt. Maybe we've all been betrayed. We've all probably been abused. But when it's everybody doing it to me, constantly, and it's that victimhood, identifying as a victim. So we've all probably been victimized, right? But if you're going to tell me about an instant that already happened, it stopped, you're not being victimized anymore, but they're telling you as if they're still being victimized. Right? The false accusations, man. Men in prisons for never hitting a woman. Women being called crazy and being made to look crazy by their borderline or histrionic husbands or boyfriends. And the feeling you may get with somebody that is like this high conflict, unstable personality, up and down, black and white thinking, false accusations, looking for trouble, looking for danger everywhere, perceiving things that aren't there. The feeling. Often we may feel, after being around someone long enough, how they feel. Especially with stuff like massive anxiety and panic and worry, being unstable. That can rub off. You could feel that way after some time. You might start feeling like anxious and I just want this to stop, I just want to get away. Afterwards you may feel like, oh God, drained. Someone with borderline histrionic can just emotionally drain you. You're tired every time I talk to them. Every time I'm done, it's like, There are many more, but I think these are some of the biggest ones that can stand out right away to identify people so unstable they may have a personality disorder, distinctively borderline or histrionic. Let me know what you guys think, please, and please, tons more examples down below, right? Tons. I could come up with many more. I don't like to drag my videos out too long. You know, always room for another video. But please, if you guys can't come up with your own examples, it's great. You guys watching these videos, always go read the comments. They're great. And ask questions. I'll always answer them. And love yourself first. I'll see you later, guys.